Ahise ahise Himonto ahise. That means Himonto is coming. And this song actually represents the journey of a politician whose arrival at any event, political party, or organization has always caused a storm. And I'm giving you an example. In 2015, he joined the BJP. And by 2018, all northeastern states were saffronized. And a person who had started his political journey at the age of 10, probably you never heard of that, he's a man always in a hurry. And today also he is in a hurry to catch a flight. So I would not waste much time. And let me welcome Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam. Please give him a warm round of applause. We all saw this spine-chilling video just last month. It's a blatant display of hatred. And many in Assam and across India, they are saying that this is the result of a narrative that has been created, and the objective of this narrative is to project the Muslims are at the root of all evils in Assam. And they also say that the patron-in-chief of this narrative is Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. And it's very surprising because this man receives affection the way film star receives. People love to touch him. I have seen that personally. They want to hug him, and some even try to kiss him in Assam, in public. So considering that, it's very interesting that this man now has been accused as the patron-in-chief of a hate narrative. How do you react to that, Dr. Sharma?
Kaushik, in Assam, there is no hate narrative. This boy was arrested, case has been lodged against him, and he is inside jail. So the action of a single individual does not represent the collective wish or collective wisdom of 3 crore people. So this is an aberration, and we have already arrested this boy.
This is an aberration, okay. But you have made statements like this, that you do not want Mia votes. And you have gone on record, because this is a case of illegal encroachment, as you say. But at the same time, you also say that encroachment happens in Assam because the immigrant Muslims are producing in large numbers. They are responsible for population growth. Means you are trying to project that they are at the root of every evil in Assam.
Kaushik, not me. Many of Assamese people thinks the way what you have said. And this thinking process was started before independence. Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi Bharat Ratna, right from his days, this thinking process is on in the discourse of Assam politics, Assam social history. And unfortunately, many people in Assam believe that the immigrant Muslims are the root cause for why we have lost our identity, we have lost our land, we have lost our culture. This is what we have not developed post-2014, that this belief is there right from the days of pre-independence struggle, and this belief is continuing, and I hope that somebody will try, right, basically from the immigrant Muslim people, they will come forward and they will say, look, Assamese people, this is not our design, this is not what we want to do, we are with you. So we are looking for that, right from the time of Maulana Bhasani of Muslim League, Syed Sadullah, the first premier of Assam, they have openly proclaimed that this is our design. So many leaders of erstwhile Muslim League, many leaders of the then so-called Pakistan, of that, because after that Bangladesh has been created, many leaders has openly proclaimed that this is our design with Assam. So now this narrative has not been created by me, but unfortunately I am carrying that burden of history with me.
What some leaders may have said, you cannot take it out on normal people, common citizens. You are making every Muslim accountable for what someone had said. And let me finish this question. You said that those evicted from Dholpur, this recent incident where it happened, that their names are not in NRC. At the same time, your government is questioning the NRC, saying that there are anomalies. Now, if you are questioning that NRC, and again you are using that same document to claim that these people do not belong to Assam, are you not trying to play politics?
No, first of all, we do not want to go to the debate of NRC. But as a Chief Minister of Assam, I want to say that most of the people are having doubtful citizenship. But we have not evicted them because their citizenship is in doubtful. We have evicted them because this is a land of 77,000 acres. And 1,000 family cannot occupy that 77,000 acres of land. There has to be economic distribution of land. And our land policy says that nobody can occupy land more than 2 acres. So if you go by a simple multiplication theory, 1,000 family, 2 acres, it is 2,000 acres. But what about the rest 75,000 acres? So we have to give lands to the many people who doesn't have land. We have to do government projects. So we have to evict people if they encroach land in VGR, PGR, if they encroach land in our forestry. So eviction is a continuous process. But this has come into the national focus because there was an incident of firing, or police people has also got injured in the process. But otherwise, this kind of eviction goes on in Assam every day, almost, not only against the people who have doubtful citizenship, even our local Assamese people are also being evicted continuously whenever they try to occupy government land. There is no community-wise politics, no communalization on this. Only thing that when our local Assamese people are evicted, our tribal people are evicted, the left liberal do not cry for them. But when these people are evicted, they cry for them. That is the only difference.
But you mentioned citizenship, and citizenship is a game of convenience for BJP because you use NRC to identify illegal immigrants so that you can send them out. Then again, you bring in CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, so that you can protect the Hindu illegal immigrants. Now you want to say that the people of Assam, those who speak Assamese, they have a threat from Bangla-speaking Muslims, but they do not have any problem from Bangla-speaking Hindus. That means religion is a bigger threat than the language. Is not that a political game?
Kaushik, I do not have to protect Hindu in India. This is Hindu civilization. So who am I to protect them? This is their own land. This is their own culture. This is their own civilization. I don't have to protect Hindu. Hindu has a natural rights over India. But that's apart. The question is that NRC was monitored by Supreme Court of India. That was a project taken up by the Chief Justice of Honorable Supreme Court of India. And whatever has happened in the process of NRC, that will be deliberated again in the judiciary, in the Supreme Court of India. And for NRC, you cannot blame government of Assam, or you cannot praise government of Assam. This is absolutely monitored by Supreme Court of India. And yes, as you rightly said, I am not very satisfied with the outcome. And we have gone back to Supreme Court saying that please allow us to have a re-verification.
Yet you use NRC whenever you need to.
No, of course, we don't have to use anything. We are strong, we are solid, and we don't have to use anything.
No, you have, but again, after you took charge...
Not me, our party, we, not me.
Only you made that statement that around 5,000 people, names are not there in the NRC.
No, these are facts. When you present a situation, you have to narrate 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of whole facts, this is also one of the facts that most of the people who were evicted from that land have not been, could not enlist their name in the final NRC. This is part of the factual data.
I try to believe that you are not against Muslim, but explain me this. After you took charge, the biggest legislation that you did was Cattle Preservation Act.
But how that has to affect anything with Muslims?
Let me explain. In that, there is a provision where it says that you cannot consume beef or sell beef within the radius of 5 kilometers of a temple. Now, in India, tell me where you would not find a temple in every 5 kilometers.
No, no.
Every state will
Kaushik,
have that. This is not this a very mischievous way of banning beef?
Kaushik, simple thing you tell me. All our Muslim people has been converted mostly from Hinduism. Their forefather did not consume beef. So if I remind somebody that look, your forefather did not consume beef, today at least you restrict consumption of beef. What is wrong in that?
There are scripts where
Their
it says that
grandfather
Hindus
did not used to have beef. Their great grandfather did not used to have beef. If I remind them of their family tradition, that look, your great grandfather did not used to have beef. Your grandfather did not used to have beef. So you have beef, but do not do it right at the close, in the very proximity of a temple or namghar.
Mr.
What
Chief
is wrong in
Minister,
that?
Mr. Chief Minister, your job is not to remind what their forefathers ate, but to protect their right to eat whatever they want to eat. That's your constitutional job.
That is the whole problem with the people in this country, some people in the country. They feel very unhappy when, or they very angry when I remind them something about your own civilization. And only you talk about rights. Rights derive from the civilizational value. You cannot look at all these things independently. So in Assam, Muslim people are very happy that yes, now we do not consume beef within the 5 kilometers of radius. There will be no communal tension, there will be communal harmony. This was a instrument for government to bring communal harmony in order. And everybody is happy. Have you seen any statement from Assam against the beef, or against the new rule of beef eating? Mostly statements are issuing by left liberal, not by any Muslim student organization, cultural organization in Assam. They are okay.
Whether someone is left liberal or right winger, your job is to protect everyone's views.
No. How can I protect them? The left liberal protect us. Wherefrom we have the right to protect them. They protect us. We cannot protect them. They are freelancer.
Now let's go to that border conflict. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he holds a meeting in Shillong with all the chief ministers of Northeast. And the very next day, we see a border clash at Assam and Mizoram border where 6 Assam policemen, they died. And very interesting that Assam government, Union government and Mizoram government, all 3 governments are run by NDA allies, BJP and MNF. And then there is a organization called NEDA. You are the convener, and Mizoram CM Zoramthanga is also a participant in that organization. And what we see is that after that, there is no communication between the chief ministers. They go on a Twitter spat. And you are seen as the great BJP unifier of Northeast. What happened?
Kaushik,
How could that happen?
Kaushik, during the day of incident also, I had a telephonic conversation with Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Zoramthanga, in 17 times, and we keep on talking. You must give credit to Assam that even after we lost 6 brave Assam police personnel, we did not retaliate on anything. We ensure peace, we ensure stability, and even at the cost of everything, we decided that the spirit of Northeast is more important. Unfortunately, in Delhi also, some of the people who wrote many articles during that conflict did not give credit to Assam that in spite Assam police lost 6 brave Juwan, our own SP has got injured on bullet. We did not retaliate on anything. We restrain ourselves. We ensure peace. We ensure that immediately some kind of peace accord is signed. And today we have ensured that there is no flare-up of the incident. And we have gone to Twitter because we have to address the broader media, broader public audience. But we had been on telephone. We talk in telephone, and we continue to talk. We will be continuing to talk in telephone. So there was no breakdown of communication.
Assam police seems to have gone wrong under you. We hear encounter shootouts every day, and there has been a trend now that anybody who gets arrested, one day later he or she tries to flee from police custody, and that person is shot in the leg.
I think
And
criminal.
we have seen the Mizoram incident. We have seen that Dholpur incident. We see them getting arrested for drug trafficking.
Kaushik, you are from Assam. Do not put things on wrongly on record. Assam police got killed on the Mizoram incident. We have not killed anyone. So that is one, we must make a distinction. On case of criminal, there is no code of conduct on the part of criminal. Like political party has a code of conduct. So now if criminal flee, they want to attack police, that police has to retaliate within the code of criminal procedure. They have the right to retaliate. So unless somebody goes and give a lesson to the criminal that these are the procedure you need to maintain, otherwise police will take action, this thing will continue, continuously those things will happen because I do not have control over criminals. The base message from this platform we can give, stop raping any minors, stop transporting or do not bring drugs from the other part of the country to Assam. Do not try to do anything wrong within the jurisdiction of Assam. If you try to do wrongs, police will come down heavily on you within the parameter of law. I mean, we must tell criminal not to do things criminally. You should not attack police for taking action against criminal. Police has right to ensure, police has to ensure a proper life security for the citizen. Police has not done anything for money, for their personal gain.
You don't have control over criminals, but it seems that you have lots of control over the MLAs of other parties. Since June, you have poached 3 MLAs, elected MLAs, 2 from Congress, 1 from AUDF. And this is not that you have done something in Assam. Your party has been doing that everywhere in India.
Kaushik, have you the guts to pose the same question to Chief Minister of Bengal?
Obviously, I would put.
Please do that, then I'll answer.
But first tell me this, that...
When Chief Minister of Bengal posed BJP MLA, you kind of people tell the world, look, she is doing so great things. She is posting BJP.
2 wrongs.
So when 1 or 2 Congress MLA comes to me, who are my old colleagues, then you put question on us.
But it seems BJP doesn't have enough talent that they keep poaching everywhere in India.
No, but I think you should pose that question to Congress party when they pose MLA, when they were in power. Today you should pose that question to Mamata Banerjee, because I have always seen that when somebody defected to BJP, you said, look, he's defecting. Somebody is pushing criminal case against them. That is why they are coming, they have been forced to join BJP. And when somebody joined Mamata, look, she is becoming a national alternative. People are joining Mamata. So what kind of this dichotomy? I think you at media has to resolve many of dichotomy, develop a code of conduct that what kind of things is allowed for politician, what kind of thing is not allowed for politician.
There is no dichotomy. We ask the same question every party.
When there is a violence in Bengal, you will say, no, these are natural retaliation. And when something happen in Assam with the complete mandate within the law, you will say, look, there is a discrimination.
India Today group never said that.
I am talking generally. I am not talking to India Today as such. I am talking generally what we used to see from Guwahati, because we do not come to Delhi often. But when we see news, television, talk show, we only used to see all these things.
Okay, I would like to give you some credit also, that since you took charge, beyond conflicts with neighbors and cow protection and all that, you also have launched a massive drive against drugs. And our India Today magazine's cover story this time is also on drugs. You have arrested 2,000 smugglers in your first 100 days. Then in another drive, it's not related to drugs, but you have arrested 500 land brokers on a single day. And you are going to digitize all the revenue transactions in Assam. Now, are these only honeymoon period gimmicks, or you will continue the execution in a sustained phased manner?
Look, Kaushik, if you see from Assam perspective, in last 4 months, we are basically going heavily against the drugs peddlers. Our recovery of per day drugs recovery is almost 2 crores per day. We are seizing those kind of drugs. We have burned rhino horn. We are digitalizing land record. We are investing, we have signed to important peace accord with our tribal people. We have initiate many things where people can get their own services from the government on technology. We are heavily investing on capital intensive projects. We are getting various projects from central government. So Assam is on a road of development. Public is extremely happy, people are extremely happy, and we owe it to people of Assam. We do not believe in honeymoon. We believe in stability, we believe in sustainability, and I am sure that at the end of these 5 years, Assam will be among the kind of top states of India. That is my dream, and I am sure that that will happen.
It seems you are working towards that because your CMO is working 24/7. Your office is working 24/7 in 3 shifts. You wake up at 7 a.m. and sleep at 3 a.m. I have seen you doing official meetings till 2 in the morning. And you respond personally to all calls and texts even now. And I see you hyperactive on social media. Tell me, what do you eat for breakfast?
I don't eat.
Then how do you survive?
You eat less, you will survive. So I have realized that. So I try to cut my food every day by a small portion. So I have realized that if you eat less, you can walk more. I mean, up to night 2 a.m., 3 a.m., then you will have no problem. But once you eat, then you will not like to walk. You would like to go back to the sleep.
But your babus seem to be very harassed. Your babus.
Now, I think people are cooperating. As I said, that police, civil bureaucracy, they are working with a renewed vigor. Unfortunately, for many of us, we have not tracked the kind of things happening in Assam. Recently, we have burned down 2,400 rhino horns just to blast the myth that, look, the horn doesn't have a medicinal value. There is an international acclamation. But unfortunately, people give more focus, attention when something like eviction happens. But I think these are a process of the government. These will keep happening. But we should focus on the larger picture. There is no communal class in Assam. People are happy. People are getting rights. Recently, Government of India have sanctioned 7 lakhs house under Prime Minister Awas Yojana. Out of that, 4.5 lakhs will go to the Muslim minority only. So we had discussion with our indigenous Muslim community. We created 8 subgroups for their health, education, cultural identity. So many things are going on. People are not aware, but I am sure that after 5 years, the way Assam will emerge national scenario, that will be the statement that yes, we are doing right kind of things.
Then why do you make statements like, I do not want Mia votes?
I don't want, that is why.
Why?
I don't want because they will not give. I mean, in spite of you rejecting my love offer, let me reject you first. Matter ends at that point of time. We don't have any political relationship. I know that Mias will not vote for me, and I also do not want their vote. But they will become friends to me. I'll also become friends to them. All 5 years will remain friends. We'll ensure development will work. But during election time, neither they will vote for me, neither I want their vote. Unnecessary, why both parties should spend time. And this is the deal. Na? I told them, we'll work for you. Neither you take trouble to vote for me, neither I'll take trouble to go for asking vote from you. Matter ends, harmony. There is no communal class. During my election term, entire campaign trail, I have not gone to their place. So they have not come to our place. So there is no violence, nothing. Election passed off very peacefully. And after the next day of the election, I have gone to their constituency when somebody were raped there, a little girls were raped there. I have gone among them and I immediately arrested the culprit. So we have a very healthy relationship. We know who has to do what.
Dr. Sharma, you have a PhD, and then you were a practicing lawyer, and even now you check the legal angles of every government file that comes to you. You are a de facto media baron, and you have published 4 books. You have authored 4 books, and you are an amateur astrologer also. Did I miss anything, or you want to do everything?
No. All these are, I mean, you have to do something when you do not have time to politics. I mean, out of politics, you have to do something. You miss certain things that I also play badminton every night. I do a good walk of 5 to 10 kilometers every day. Those things you have missed.
Okay, now I would request you to, Siddhi, to play a video, please. Thank you. You must have seen this video, Dr. Sharma.
What is there?
And this is Priyanka Gandhi sweeping floors. Now,
I mean,
now,
sweeping-
let me ask the question. Many people in India, they are saying that this video could be a game changer for Congress party, like it happened for
Kaushik,
Indira Gandhi in Belchi. Let me finish. Let me finish it.
Kaushik, I feel
What is your view
embarrassed.
on
No,
this?
I feel embarrassed when you ask me that a lady is sweeping floor and you give your comment. I have seen my mother sweeping floor always. So what is special on this? I don't know why you make all these things. Then come to my house, I also do so many things and give me also publicity.
Because many analysts are saying that this image could be a game changer for Congress.
These analysts has mortgaged my country to a family for last so many years. These analysts are primarily responsible for mortgaging India to that one single family. Now India has saints. People like you will be impressed by this, but general people of India will say, what is these big things? I do that every time. Every time they used to do that. So what is this big thing? Do something when she goes to some new planet like Kalpana Chawla. Then you tell me, look, this Priyanka Gandhi is doing something great. Even lady sweeping a floor, how that can be a news here? Have you not seen your mother sweeping floor? Why you defame your mother? And sweeping is also not right. The way she is sweeping. It shows that she is doing it for camera. How camera is there? When your mother sweep, have any cameraman goes there? So everybody can see these are stage managed things.
Okay, in 2009 you had predicted, though you were in Congress that time, that Mr. Modi will become the Prime Minister of India. 2013 you had predicted that Arvind Kejriwal will win in Delhi. So, quick answers, one word or one sentence. I'll take some names, just I want your mind on these names.
Why you ask me all the names here?
Arvind Kejriwal.
So, one thing I'll answer, that India's future is with Prime Minister Modi. You can name any politician at this present state of time, but when 2024 election will come, you will again say Modi .3. That is the final answer.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. And it was pleasure having you here. And I'll end with a personal anecdote that we both come from the same college, Cotton College. And he started his political career at the age of 10 from a place called Tihu, which is my native place. So for whatever you do, I would keep a sharp eye on him because you will
Now,
always feel accountable for whatever good or bad he does.
You keep on having sharp eye on me, but don't keep on having sharp eye on someone when they sweep floors. Huh? This is a common household practice in India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. It is pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.